Mom knows the best.
Once upon a time in a quaint little town, there lived a curious and adventurous boy named Oliver. Oliver was a bright and imaginative child who always had a million questions about the world around him. His mother, Mrs. Anderson, was a loving and caring woman who did her best to nurture Oliver's inquisitive nature. One sunny afternoon, Oliver's mom called him into the kitchen. "Oliver, my dear, I need your help today. We're going to visit your grandmother, and I want you to be on your best behavior," she said with a warm smile. Oliver, however, had other plans in mind. His favorite game, Explorer of the Enchanted Forest, was calling his name. He imagined a magical world where he was the hero, and his adventures were far more exciting than a visit to Grandma's. Ignoring his mother's request, Oliver slipped out of the house when she wasn't looking. He roamed through the neighborhood, chasing butterflies and imagining himself as the bravest explorer of all time. As the day unfolded, Oliver's excitement grew. But at the same time, he lost track of time when he finally decided to return home. The sun had set, and the once friendly neighborhood felt eerie and unfamiliar. Oliver began to panic. As Oliver trudged through the unfamiliar darkness, he noticed the once familiar trees and houses transformed into eerie shadows. The wind whispered strange, haunting melodies, and the distant howls of unseen creatures sent shivers down his spine. Panic set in as the enchanted forest of his imagination turned into a nightmare. As he stumbled along, Oliver realized that the path he had taken was no longer recognizable. He felt a chilling presence, as if unseen eyes were watching his every move. The moon cast long, eerie shadows that seemed to dance and contort in unnatural ways.
You ignored your mother's words, little one. Now, you must face the consequences of your disobedience.
Oliver's heart raced as the ghostly figure disappeared, leaving him alone in the haunting silence. The once vibrant flowers in his imaginary enchanted forest wilted, and the trees seemed to close in on him. Strange whispers echoed through the air, recounting his disobedience. Exhausted and terrified, Oliver fell to his knees, realizing the gravity of his mistake. In that moment of vulnerability, the fog lifted, and the ghostly figure reappeared. This time, it spoke with a mixture of warning and wisdom. Disobedience can lead you to dark places. Young one, listen to your parents, for their guidance is your beacon through the shadows. With those words, the haunting apparitions faded away, and Oliver found himself back on the familiar path, not far from his home. Trembling, he rushed back, grateful for the safety and warmth that awaited him. Meanwhile, Mrs. Anderson, worried sick about her son, had already contacted the neighbors and the local authorities to help search for him. She was frantic with concern, regretting that she had not insisted on his obedience earlier. When Oliver finally found his way back home, he was met with tearful hugs and relieved smiles. Mrs. Anderson, while relieved to have him back safe and sound, sat him down for a heart-to-heart talk. "Oliver," she said, wiping away a tear, "I love your adventurous spirit, but it's important to listen and obey your parents. We ask you to do things for your safety and well-being. Disobeying can lead to difficulties, like getting lost and causing worry for those who care about you." Oliver, realizing the impact of his actions, nodded solemnly. From that day forward, he understood the importance of listening to his parents and recognizing that their guidance came from a place of love and concern. The story of Oliver and his mom became a lesson for all the children in the town. It served as a reminder that while exploring and having adventures was fun, obedience to parents was crucial. for their safety and the peace of mind of those who cared for them.